Hi everybody, Ben Myers back at it again here. Gonna draft it up. First thing I'm gonna do though, and actually this is a tip that I like to give newer players, because you can see I haven't played Constructed in a million years. So always check what your missions are and then play towards your missions, and then your missions will feed more drafting, which then gives you more cards, which if you want to play Constructed, then it's an easy way to get cards in your collection because you get gold and you get resources and packs and all that stuff. So looks like we're probably going to play the British today. I kind of wanted to play Japan because I haven't been playing them much recently, but we'll see what our options are. All right, so I can't play the British as a primary nation, USA, Soviets, or like I said, I wanted to play the Japanese because I haven't played the Japanese in a while. So we'll start with the Japanese. Excuse me for just a second. The end of May and all the trees and stuff are making pollen, and I'm just so allergic. Like yesterday, my allergies were gross. Anyway, okay, Type 94 TK actually isn't a bad card. It's so cheap. And it's a tank. It's just really low impact. Surprise attack isn't bad though. For Glory is kind of a good press release or pressure release valve, but the card pick here is an easy Amphibious Assault. Amphibious Assault, rock solid card in draft for sure. Okay, so a sneak maneuver. If we're all in on the aggression, pretty good. I don't want to take that this early. The Model 25s, I think, are a little low impact for my taste. So I guess we'll take this Gecko. Might as well. Okay. So now we have the Type 4 Ho-Ro. 3-3 with smoke screens, very good. The Aichi D3A1, just low impact for me. It does come down early. Or we could take this Siren and kind of get in on this Gecko Siren plan. I think the Ho-Ro's the pick here. Siren, if it, I don't know, if it just had like one more power, might be the way to go. But a smokescreen artillery's pretty good. 3 defense on artillery's pretty good. Operates for just 1, so it could just start picking off stuff left and right. So we're gonna take the Ho-Ro. We got a nice little start going here. Okay, well we can get some gold and some British stuff. If we take British as an ally, British have some nice stuff that go with kind of this Ho-Ro or even this Gecko plan. So sure, we'll take the British as our other one. Okay, so some 3 pound or some 6 pounders, precision bombing. I think I'm gonna take the Desert Rats here. Plays with the Gecko. You know, there's some pin synergies with the Japanese. Okay. So then we have 144th Infantry, friendly unit +1 attack, operates for 1 less. That's not bad. Atlantic Convoy, not bad. But these first airborns, they just have so many words on them. Mobilize, Fury, Smokescreen. It gets easier to move around the battlefield the longer it longer it stays in play. So they're 1-drop, so that's very good. Okay, so we have some very aggressive plays here now. 6th Infantry Regiment, you know, not a bad unit. The Shibata Regiment, also not bad. If you can give it some defense, which the British actually can give these a little bit of defense. And it does have Blitz, and there's only 2 of them. Close air support, we're just not built around that, so I think we're going to take these Shibatas and see what we can do with them. Okay. So 4 prosperity goes with a lot of our stuff. MI5 is okay, but I think we just want another amphibious assault here. If we can pick up a 4 prosperity later on, I'd be very happy about that. But amphibious assault's just a nice removal order. Alright, sneak maneuver. Ancient Empire is kind of another version of the 4 prosperity, and it helps all of our units. Or we get these Rising Suns. Shibata turns Rising Sun on pretty easily. Yeah, I think we're going to take these Rising Suns. They're a little narrow for card draw, but the Japanese are good at getting into the front line, so we'll take these Rising Suns. Okay. Coldstream Guards, very good. Typhoon isn't bad, but the Lightning is just great tempo play, nice body. We have some ones and twos already, so yeah, we'll take a Lightning here. If we see Coldstream Guards, I was just going to say, if we see Coldstream Guards later, we'd be very interested in them. So there they are, another Coldstream Guards. Churchill, a little expensive, plus there's some other guard units for both the Japanese and the British that I think we could use. 4 supply drops plus some naval supports would be interesting. But right now we're just going to take 1 Coldstream Guards because it keeps us less committed. Okay, Tojo isn't bad. Ambush on a 4 power unit is bad. Hurricane, a little slow. These 22nd Guards Brigade, though, I think is interesting. It can play well with our Shibata. It likes naval support. It's a guard unit, so it's kind of like the big version of the 5th Brigade. So we're going to take the 22nd Guards Brigade, see if we can get that to work for us. Okay. Man, we'd take all this if we could. Air superiority, we will love to turn on with a Gecko or a Lightning. The Type 1 37 mil can be very good. You do have to kind of be on the back foot to get all the value out of it. But these Spitfire is just such a good unit. It's so hard for so many decks to deal with. So we're going to take these Spitfires. Okay, so now we get the Ha-Go. When an order is given, deal 1 damage to the HQ of the player giving that order. So that's not bad. Type 98 Kini, maybe, can only attack if you have attacked with another unit this turn. So a very aggressive unit there. Or a Tempest. I don't think we need the Tempest because we have these Spitfires and this Lightning now. I think this Ha-Go fits into our game plan a little bit, though. We're kind of like, we got some low to the ground stuff, and then we have these big hitters at the end. So I'm going to take the Ha-Go. Okay, long range recon, Tora, or an Akita regiment. Tora isn't bad, but I think we're okay on removal stuff for like just pingers right now. The Akitas turn on our Rising Suns, so we're going to take an Akita here. Alright, another Amphibious Assault, an Air Superiority. Air Superiority actually wouldn't be bad here. So, and the Type 94s aren't bad either. I guess, do we want the Air Superiority or the Amphibious Assault? I think we just want the Amphibious Assault. It's just hard removal versus damage-based removal. And maybe we can pick up an Air Superiority later. So we'll take the last Amphibious Assault. Okay, Engineer Regiment helps out our Shibata units. Imperial Strength I just don't really like. It pings the HQ, discard activated countermeasures. Yeah, well, we can hopefully play around most of those. Sneak Maneuver, we don't really have anywhere for it to go, so we'll take these Engineers, see if we can get them to work. Okay, oh man, we would snap up all 3 of these, no question about it. Okay, we would take every single one of these cards. The Type 3 Chinook is exactly what we want. The 28 centimeter Coastal Howitzer can just wreck games, and a Sendai Regiment is hard removal, and you can never have enough hard removal. Since we do have 3 Amphibious Assaults, I'm going to pass on the Sendai Regiment. The Chinook isn't bad. It's kind of, for me, between the Chinook and the 28 centimeter. But I'm going to go with a 28 centimeter here. If you can land this card on curve, it just destroys other players, their armies. Oh man, the Sendai Regiment's really good though. It can get you out of a lot of tight spots. Like if you have something that you just can't deal with, the Sendai Regiment can deal with it for you. Alright, we're gonna take this and die. Oh, man, I wish we could take all three of these. Okay, a Me Too, some surprise attacks, or some zeros. Okay, how's our curve looking? We're looking pretty good on our curve thus far. Zero isn't bad though, especially if you can park it in the front line. It's really hard for a lot of decks to deal with this. Plus, it comes down and ping something. Me Too isn't bad. I would like to have maybe another Akita regiment in here. I'm going to take these zeros, and now we're pretty set on our end game. Ooh. Okay, so here, another Sendai or a 33rd Recon. These Type 1 Chihis are okay, but nothing compared to these other two. 33rd, we are a little light on card draw. We do have a ton of removal already, and these guys are cheap. So we're going to take the 33rd Recon here. Okay. Oh, wow. So 6 infantry we don't really need. So we have more Akitas or these Osaka regiments. The Osaka regiments protect our planes, which are kind of our end game. Our deck is kind of set up to make our opponent deal with a lot of early stuff and exhaust their resources, and then we just drop these big planes on them at the end to finish them off. So the Akitas are okay. I think the Shibatas kind of do almost like a little mini Akita impression in this deck. 3 Osakas, they're just so big. They're so hard to deal with. So I'm going to take these Osakas. If we could get like one big repair order or something like that, okay. So another Lightning, some Type 88s, or a Hurricane. I kind of like the Type 88s. A couple of reasons there. Yes, the Lightning is amazing, but sometimes it's dead in your hand. Type 88, if you can drop it early, it can just pick off so much stuff. We also have a ton of 5s as I look at this now. Hurricane, meh. So these Type 88s, I think, go really well with, gives us some early stuff to do, and it pins stuff, which is really good. Alright. Oh, do we drop out there? I'm going to pause the video here for just a second, and then be right back. Okay, back in action. Little audio glitch there. Hopefully it won't happen again. Okay, so Type 94. Now that we have these 88s, we really would like to have at least one surprise attack in this deck. The Me Too's not bad, but we don't really need them. They're kind of like a 4-drop. So let's take a Type 94 here. Okay, so we can have a C6N Seiyun. Can't be attacked by ground units in the support line. Okay. Fury, for this 111 Indian Brigade, Fury gains an extra defense. Nah. We'll take this naval supply, though. This thing can slam the door on a lot of games. So we're going to take that naval supply run. We like that. Okay. We got a lot of Japanese units. So 4 Prosperity is looking real nice here. Naval operations isn't bad. I think the 4 Prosperity is the way to go, though. Like, just one of them is fine with a naval with our naval supply run. Okay, there's another 4 Glory. Don't really need that. So we have air superiorities, which we can turn on, but we don't have tons of like low drop planes. So these another Type 94 TX with a surprise attack and all these little pin things that we got going on between the 88 and then the Desert Rats. And we have another Type 94. So yeah, let's take that. I think our audio is like a little choppy, so I hope that's not affecting anything. Alright, Birding Sky we don't really need. Hurricane, if we had more air superiorities I'd be interested, but I don't mind a Chi-Ro. Hits hard. So we'll take the Chi-Ro. Okay. Alright, so we can pick up one Lend-Lease, which I actually kind of like. And our only card, we kind of have some narrow card draw in the Rising Sun and some 33rd Recon. Merchant Navy, when a friendly unit is destroyed, your HQ gains 4. No, no thank you. Resolute Defense, give a unit with guard +1/+3. No, we only have the Osakas with defense. Well, I guess we got a couple of guard units. I think I'm going to take this Lend-Lease, though. Just lets us slam the door on an opponent. Alright, more sneak maneuvers. Another Lend-Lease, which we really don't need. One is enough. We have plenty of card draw now, I think. So we'll take this Kumamoto. I think that's how you say that. Kumamoto. Alright, we'll take that. Alright, Tor is air superiority or naval operations. I think we're good on point removal right now. So it's kind of coming down. It comes down between Tor and naval operations. This does 1 damage to all enemies. This pins all enemy ground units and deals 1 damage to them. So this doesn't hit planes, but we can take care of planes. How's our curve look? Alright, I think we'll take the naval operations here. That one's debatable. You can go either way with that one. Alright, last pick. Shiden isn't bad. Ambush, Blitz, and Fury. It's expensive to operate, though. Typhoon isn't bad, but we don't really have any ways to make stuff retreat. And the First Signal Regiment kind of gives us some protection when we start losing our little guys here. Alright, we'll take the First Signal. We're not really like built totally around it, but it's a totally fine unit in this deck. It gives some value to some of our units that are going to die. So, yeah, we'll see how we do with this one. I think we got a game plan of like everything 1 and 2 can kind of clog up our opponent's resources and make them work and fight through all of our stuff. Then we have this mid-game with this Ho-Ro, maybe a naval supply run. And then we have these nice fighter planes up at the top, and then if we get into the really late game, we can Lend-Lease. Alright, we'll see. See how we do. Oh, itch in the middle of my back. And apologies for the water sounds. That's just my aquarium. Still trying to get the plumbing just right on it. I actually probably have to cut a pipe. But alright, so we got an enemy. Bay Bomber. Good luck, Bay Bomber. Alright. Osaka, we don't really need to start. Naval operations, we don't really need to start. We'll keep the others, though. Not the best. We don't want to see this for prosperity until later on, but we have a 1. We have a 3. So I think we'll be okay. I mean, it depends on what Bay Bomber's up to, too. Soviets can be very quick out of the gate or more lumbering. And we essentially get a card. This is kind of like a pseudo draw card on these Type 94s. Oh, pardon me. Alright, opponent. Alright, I'm going to take care of that pipe right now. Hang on. Oh, it's our turn. Never mind. Ooh, naval supply run. Okay. Alright, well, let's get in for 1 at our opponent's HQ and pass it back. I mean, the Kumamoto can come down, jump right in the front line for us next turn. That's good. Hotchkiss. Okay, or we can just blow up their Hotchkiss. Let's do that. Because we have 2 more of them. Get in for another one. I would also like to get this Kumamoto up into the front line, then drop the engineers, turn it into a 4-3. That'd be nice. Okay. Another Hotchkiss. Okay. Ooh, a Type 88, huh? Okay. I don't think we're going to get... We could pin that thing and then just drop a 88 behind it. And then next turn use maybe our 4 prosperity. Okay, let's do that. Let's pin this Hotchkiss. Let's just keep the pressure on our opponent to do something here. Because if they're playing like French and Soviets, they're probably very tank heavy. So now next turn, we can drop this Kumamoto, move it up, and then 4 prosperity, the whole team. And then still get in for 2. That's pretty good. Or maybe even a naval supply run next turn. Alright, well that thing is going to get pinned. Okay, how we want... Ooh, an Akita. That might be even better. Alright, so Akita is 2 and then 3 to move it up. Okay, so here... Yeah, I think we're going to stick with our original game plan and go Kumamoto, front line it. Now let's... Do we want to pin the plane? Yeah, we got to pin the plane. Alright, so the Kumamoto is going to trade for this Hotchkiss, but we can replace it with an Akita regiment. So we'll see. If our opponent wants to trade the Hotchkiss, maybe they just go after this Type 93, and this Type 93 has gotten in for what, 4 points of damage, and we got a tempo boost because of the pin that it gave us. So all those are very good. Okay, great. Now I think we go Akita into the front line, 4 prosperity, the team. Alright, more planes for our opponent. Ooh, okay. Now when our stuff dies, it pings their HQ. That's kind of gross. Okay. Well, actually, maybe we go naval supply run here. I think we do that. Let's see. Okay, we can just get the Akita on the battlefield. Naval supply run the team. Let's get in for 6 at our opponent's HQ and take out one of their planes. Alright, so we're going to discard at the start of our next turn, and we're probably going to trade this Hotchkiss off. Okay, what are these guys? Mobilize guard. Oh, so I get... Okay, so they get +2/+2 per turn. Okay, that's fine. Oh, okay. We get a 0 anyway, so we can just blink them so they don't get any bigger. Then we can take out their plane. And let's just move into the front line. I mean, these Akitas might go down, but they're gonna... Maybe they'll trade, or they get them for 2 at the opponent's HQ, which we're happy with either one of those scenarios. Now, if they survive, we got a 4 prosperity next turn. Burning skies, okay. Get that out of our opponent's hand, that's always good. And we have good top decks coming up here, I have to imagine. MiG, alright. Opponent doesn't attack, that's great. Because here, I think we're gonna go 4 prosperity. Yeah, 4 prosperity. We're gonna pin the plane. And we're going to drop a Spitfire. Because now, even if they attack our Akitas, they survive. And then we can just help them out with the Engineer Regiment coming up behind them. So we're out of cards, but I mean, even if we top deck like a Lend-Lease here, we're very happy. KB2. Alright. Let's shoot up our opponent's entire turn, though. And I think we can win next turn. Kitas take the guards out. And, okay, the Tamanaskaya. Okay. We gotta end this game as soon as possible here. Okay, let's take out the guards. Let's take out the guards. Get in for 5 at our opponent's HQ. And then let's drop an Engineers Regiment. Well, I guess, well, should have just sequenced that a little incorrectly. Should have played the Type 88 first, but it's okay. Alright, so now you have the big French unit here, the RMT that makes everybody else stronger. But we still have lethal damage on the battlefield. I mean, they have to trade this MiG off here. See, now this is why that sequencing is going to come back and bite me in the rear end, because if this had 5 defense, then we win the game next turn. Right now, this MiG has to come in here and take this 88 out. Okay, and they don't. Okay, well, let's go for the win then, and then we'll see what happens after. Okay, so we just got the win anyway, so it doesn't come back and bite us. Alright, so got the win. Good start. Little bit of a mistake on the sequencing there, but, you know. Okay, hang on, I'm going to see if I can get that pipe to quiet down a little bit. Okay, we'll see if that pipe will slow down a little bit now in a minute or two. Alright, this is a bad hand. This is a very expensive hand. We're against Chen here. Okay, this is much... we can work with this much more easily. Alright. Okay, pass it back. So it's going to depend on what if our opponent plays anything. Okay, no plays from our opponent here. All right, then we'll run an Akita out there. If it had a countermeasure against it, that's fine. Yeah, very gurgly today on the old thing. Like, okay, Marines, sure. Okay, well, I mean, I think we're fine trading a Kumamoto for Marines. Save our amphibious assault this time, because this is infantry. Infantry is a little easier to deal with than tanks can be. So, hopefully we can pick off maybe a Wildcat or something. Okay, or this stupid thing. Alright, first airborne. Let's get those boys going. Let's also get our card draw. Sendai and a Lend-Lease. Okay. Alright, might as well get our Type 88 down. Start hammering away with that. get our airborne growing. This is power 3 or less attack. Okay, so we can't take out the... Alright, we can still take this thing out though. Okay, so now we can pop these guys and we'll use the amphibious, because now we're getting a 2-for-1 if we snag this 22nd. Okay, so let's pop the Marines. Let's take out the guards. And, we don't really need the card draw. Let's just get the Akitas in the front line. Alright, we're going to turn that thing back down. Hang on a second. Okay. Okay, here we're just going to put the Stewart back in our opponent's hand, grab a ton of tempo, because we're also going to pin the Wildcat. And now we can pass it back. And yep, we're feeling pretty good here. We have the Sendai in hand to take care of anything that we needed to. Yeah, I know that's gurgling, but maybe I gotta add more water to the whole system. I don't know. Okay. Alright. These guys get him for 2. Okay. Oh, okay. A nice naval supply run. That's always good. We'll actually... should we do it? Yeah, we'll naval supply run now. Alright, so now we can get rid of one of the Wildcats. You know what, we'll just get rid of the other Wildcat too. Maybe we should have played this 33rd Recon before we naval supply run, but I was considering moving the airborne up, but this is also fine. All this is fine. Alright, Stuart's back. War bonds, perfect. Alright, we lose our Sendai regiment, but I think we're in the driver's seat for this one anyway. Okay. And let's see, we're also going to put the Shibata in the front line. And we might as well take out the Marines. These guys do plus how many? Plus 3? Okay, we'll move those guys up then. Because they can absorb a hit. And now our opponent's got a lot of stuff they got to deal with here. Alright, B-17. The big fella's not bad, and he hits our airborne, so that stinks. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. Alright. Okay, we're kind of okay with all this stuff. Because we can just pin the big fella for a while. We have some planes. We have a Type 4 on the way. And the enemy has lost contact. Alright, so maybe the enemy legitimately had an issue. But I have a feeling that our enemy is pouting because their B-17 didn't hit our artillery. And I just don't like people pouting when they're behind. It's frustrating to play against. So, you know, if you're losing, just like give up. Like, why make us sit here through all this stuff? You know, that's not cool. So, all right. Well, we'll be back with some more in just a little bit. Gotta step away here for a second, but yeah, we'll be right back. All right. So now we're back for this one. See if we can keep this going. 2 wins to start, always good. Yeah, I wish there was some kind of ranking system for draft play. That'd be cool. Okay, so Illy. I don't know. Here we go. Okay, don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. Take the 33rd Recon. That's pretty. Ooh, or a first Airborne. Both very strong opening plays. And we're playing against a British player, so hopefully they're playing a little bit slower than us. Okay, great. Alright, well, let's get our first Airborne online. And then, depending on what our opponent does next turn, either Type 88 or 33rd. We'd really like to go 33rd into an Engineers. That'd be nice. Okay, nothing from our opponent. Always good. Alright, here we're going to go with a Type 88. Because maybe on turn 4 we can go 33rd into 22nd Engineers. I don't know. Having an early artillery on the battlefield, I think, is very strong play. Okay. Ooh, now we can pin that thing. So let's go with a Type 94. Then let's pin the Valentine here. Because then next turn we can throw a Type 94 in the way. And then turn after that we can hit it with an Osaka. We're going to Osaka and protect our artillery. Blackwatch. Sure. We don't care about that at all, actually. Ooh, hello. The old naval supply run, eh? Okay, I think we're going to go naval supply run. I think we're going to hit the tank. And we can't take out the tank. The question is, do we attack this Blackwatch? Because it's going to attack us anyway. So yeah, we might as well get in for some damage on it. Because the Blackwatch is going to fury down the tank anyway, so now we at least guarantee that the Blackwatch is going down. Next turn we can get our Osaka regiment going, and then drop our Airborne into the front line. Or we can go Ho-Ro, we can go 22nd or 26th Infantry, or excuse me, 26th Engineers. God, it took 3 times to get there on that one. Alright, so Konomono Lightning, eh? Putting our Airborne back. Wow. Bold move. Okay, so we lose our Osaka, which is stinky, but what are you going to do? Alright, first, pin the Lightning. Second, I think we're going to go 33rd Recon into an Engineers here. And now we're going to take out the Blackwatch. And if we trade here for the Valentine, this Type 94 has earned his money. Alright, guards, sure. Still trades. Putting the airborne back there by our opponent might have put us back on like having a big unit out there, but this artillery is far more important to our game plan. I don't think people take this 88 mil or Type 88 very seriously. It's an extremely good piece of artillery. Any artillery that's coming down on 1 or 2 is serious. Alright, let's see. How are we going to do this here? Okay, I think we want to move the recon up. Those guys up. Let's get the Komodo going too. Like, if our opponent wants to take them out, that's fine. They're more there just to protect our artillery. And we can get an airborne going again here a little bit. Alright, Sterling. Okay. Damage to Sterling is dealt to this unit instead. Okay, well. It's fine. This should still pin it. Yeah, still pins it, which is all we really care about there. I think we just want to do it this way. And then I think we want to get in for 1 at the bomber, so we can take it out next turn. Let's go with a Type 89, and we can get our airborne going then again too. Yeah, all we wanted to do was pin the Sterling there. Air units that attack or are attacked by. Yep, that's what we wanted. Fortification, sure. Alright, so these guys get bigger when a pinned enemy is destroyed. Okay, yeah, they're going back in our opponent's hand anyway, because of our good top deck there for our lightning. Take out the bomber. Now let's get it for 4 at our opponent's HQ. Alright, so at this point we don't really need to deploy any more units. Unless our opponent starts taking ours out. And this 33rd Recon is kind of like he's going to help us draw cards. So let's see what we got here. And we haven't even pulled any of our amphibious assaults or any of that stuff yet. And guards that aren't guards. Alright, an opponent gives it up. Okay, we were going to draw 2 there and see what else we could have done, but okay, another good win. The lightning there really broke our opponent's back for the tempo. And we're just scoring up all this gold, which is great. Alright, 3 wins in a row. Let's see how far we can push this one. I have a good feeling about this one. Alright, opponent's on a German deck. Sorry, I don't know what these symbols are, but I mean, I know that's their name. I just don't know what those symbols mean. Alright, Sendai. Actually, I think I want to throw the 22nd back as well. Alright, we'll take 2. Okay. Alright, well, we have things to do. Drawing into other things. So that's good. Germans can be very aggressive decks, though. So we'll see. Alright, nothing for our opponent on turn 1. Okay, let's go with the airbornes, get them going. Get them growing. Excuse me. Ain't nothing for our opponent, huh? Alright, and then we'll give this unit +3 attack and deal 1 damage to it. So now we can't do anything with that quite yet. So let's just play our Type 94, pass it back. Yeah, we'd love to see an 88 here, but you know, Chiro next turn's fine. Okay, Eagle's Claws. Alright. Well, let's get our... Oh. Okay, let's get our Shibata into the front line. They become a 4-1 next turn, or we can turn them into a 5-2. Might be worth it. Panzer. Okay. And resistance. Okay. That's what we're doing. Alright. So German French is what we're up against here, huh? Okay. Don't really want to play our Sendai. Alright, let's play our Chiro and get rid of one of these resistance cards. Ooh, hit our lightning. That's stinky. We would have loved to have that. Oh well. Alright, more resistance. Makes us discard too. That sucks. Alright, Nebelwerfer. Okay, opponent's got a nice little thing going over there. Spitfire wouldn't have helped us all that much. Okay. Alright, in this case, I think we're just going to do 1 damage to the Nebelwerfer. Pass it back. I mean, our opponent can come in, hit our 0 with the Nebelwerfer, and then do 1 more damage to it. But I'm hoping to set up this naval operations here. We'll see. Sky Barons. Alright. Okay, opponents just had a lot of answers for us so far. Alright, Amphibious Assault helps. Okay, so let's say well, we don't need to Amphibious Assault that. Hang on, let's think about this. Well, we don't have much else to do. So let's Amphibious Assault that and get rid of some of these resistance cards. Coldstream, Osaka. Osaka would have helped. 22nd. Okay, so they didn't hit anything really that good. And maybe we can snag something big with a Sendai regiment here. Alright, stupid plane. Okay. Alright. Well, we'll keep picking stuff off. With another Amphibious Assault there. I mean, we could drop the Sendai out there. Don't really need to. Maybe we'd love to see them play like a Tiger or something here, and then we can just Sendai it, but we'll see. I have to imagine they have some Liberation. I hate that card. Alright. Well, we're not under a ton of pressure. Komodo's fine, but not that great. Alright, let's get rid of these resistance cards. 0. A Horo would have been good. Alright. Yeah, just get rid of all these. 33 Recon would have been fine. We don't really need it, though. First Signal Regiment, don't really need that. So, okay. Alright, that's kind of just like a wasted turn, but we also just navigated through a Liberation. Now our opponent doesn't have that, so that's good. More resistance. Yeah, our opponent is all in on the resistance game plan. Flame Panzer, sure. Combined arms, okay. Makes that a 2-3. Alright. Alright, Rising Sun does not help. Okay. I mean, we just don't have any, we're just not hitting any of our units. Alright, let's get these resistance out of our hands. Okay, one Rising Sun was a dead card anyway. Alright, now let's lend lease. Alright, now we got some units to work with. We only got 11 cards left in our deck, though. And we discard the top card of our deck here, so... Alright, well, now we have some stuff we can work with. Jägerpanther, sure. Enigma, okay. So it kind of counteracts our lend-lease, but that's fine. We'd really like an Osaka regiment or something here, but combined arms, okay. 6-4 Jägerpanther, okay. Alright, Akita's not that great. Alright, let's get, let's go Gecko into a naval operations, pin everything, alright, and then we can wait on this desert rats. Alright, pass it back. Could use that Tora now, but... Alright, French artillery. Joint operations. Alright, takes out our Gecko. Opponent's got a nice deck. It's okay. I mean, we haven't seen any, like, super hitters just yet. The other problem is now that taking that out really messes up our game plan on the desert rats. Okay, let's go Osaka. Let's Sendai away the Jägerpanther. Then let's pick off the artillery and pass it back. Alright, next turn we can, for prosperity, our Osaka. Like, I wanted to hold the Sendai as long as we could, just to get something big that our opponent might have that they've been sitting on. Alright, Annihilation. Takes out our Osaka, okay. Alright, I think we're just out of answers here. Naval supply run. Could have used that a while ago, but okay. Alright, let's go Spitfire into a naval supply run. Into a 4 prosperity. Pin the Flame Panzer. And let's see. I mean, we're down to 8 cards. Opponent has 14 left in their deck and a full hand. Alright, there's the Panzer IV. That's probably enough to end it for us here. I don't think we have anything in our deck that really bails us out of this spot. Our opponent had just like all those Viva la Resistance and all that junk. Like, their deck isn't that great. It just lined up well against us, which is fine. I mean, well, oh, brutal. Oh, that was the one that was discarded. Oh, well. Okay, we're done. I'm not going to play this out. We can't win. There's no way to stop that Panzer. Oh, well. Yeah, they just lined up really well against us there. I don't know. I don't know. Their deck didn't really have anything in there that was like eye-poppingly like amazing, but it did have some good removal and just clog up your hand with the resistance. And we got stuck on a hand that didn't have any units in it too. All of our stuff was orders, so it doesn't usually happen, or at least I hope it doesn't usually happen. But all right, well, whatever. Can't win them all. If you could win them all, then why would you even play? All right, up against bench. Another German player. Okay. And let's see. Can we throw the Spitfire back? Yeah, I think we'll hold on to those guys. Sure. All right, this is a good hand. This is what we're trying to do. Oh, pardon me. All right, so if opponent's activating a careless talk here, we're fine. All right, battalion. Okay. Oh, pardon me. All right, let's get our Type 94 out there. Hopefully our opponent isn't on like the Katusha game. Well, they're the Germans, so okay. Sure. All right. Okay, that's nice. All right, let's get our Type 88 out there. And then next turn we can naval supply run it. Take out all their stuff. Well, I guess we can't. We can take out one thing, but... Or we can naval operation and pin everything. Or we could just run a Shibata into the front line. All those are good options. Okay. Opponent moves into the front line. Sure. Okay, let's see if they're going more with like if they're going with like the ground game plan, then maybe. Ooh, all right. Wasn't expecting that from our opponent. I thought they'd keep these guys in the back line. So, we only have 3 credits to work with here. All right, we're just gonna naval operations to start. Might as well get rid of those guys while we have the chance. Alright, so depending on what our opponent does this upcoming turn here, we can either drop these guards or we can use an amphibious assault. I'm curious what else our opponent has going on though, because usually the engineers battalion is very good to keep in the support line and surround it with artillery. Okay, opponent didn't play anything there. Kind of signals to me that they activated some countermeasures. And since we have a ton of amphibious assaults, I'm just going to take that thing down with an amphibious assault and get in for a damage. Next turn, I'm thinking 33rd Recon and a 22nd Guards. Because the longer we can hold on to this naval supply run, the more the artillery can do work then. And we can get it on like maybe a 0 or something like that. That'd be sweet. Alright, Panzer IV. Okay, well, the Osaka Regiment kind of laughs at a Panzer IV. Okay, I kind of want to get this recon down though, because we can bury our opponent. Okay, so how we want to do this? I think we just drop the Osaka. Let's not get cute. Let's just get our game plan in action here a little bit. Depending on what our opponent does this turn, I mean, they could chew up almost their whole turn moving and attacking with this Panzer. And then this naval supply run just cracks back so hard. Panzer IV. Alright. Irritating, but not the end of the world. Okay, let's go back to the Osakas. Let's also drop this 33rd Recon, just to give our opponent something else to shoot at. Then, next turn, I'm thinking naval supply run. Or, if we can get the 0 going, that'd be great too. Alright, Eagle's Claws. Alright, we get to draw a card off of it. Okay, take that out. Okay. Well, that's a good draw. I think we do this. And then pin... Pin the Panzer IV. Alright. So we're just trying to grind here for a little bit, I think. The Eagle's Claws essentially just drew us a card. And then we, you know, well, I guess we lost the Osaka, one Osaka to it. So we got a little bit lucky on our top deck, but... Okay, Junkers. Alright, we are happy to shoot that. Alright, now they join operations, our guy. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, Alright, let's go with a 0 poking the bomber. Then let's be proactive. Take down the Panzer. And then let's pin the other Panzer. Get a point of damage in on it. Tactical strike. Alright, gets our 0. And then they get our Osaka. Alright, that stinks. Cannot deploy units next turn. Well, that's just delightful. Oh, was that U-48? Ugh, gross. Good play by our opponent. Alright, 109. Combined arms, sure. Do we have any way we can take that stupid thing down? Oof, that hurt. Alright, so we're lightning away the bomber. Play these guards. Pass it back. Can we come back here? I don't know. Naval supply run next turn might go a long way to doing that. Okay. Are we just out of gas, though? Oh, no. No, no more fighters. We need an Osaka regiment off the top. That's not an Osaka regiment. Oh, cripes. Okay. These guys. These guys. I don't think we have enough. We don't have enough gas left in the tank. Yeah, there's nothing we can really do. Yeah, there's just nothing we can really do here. Move these guys up. That's a ball game. Oh, that stinks. I guess we found the real foil for this deck is the Germans, just because they have beefier units than us. We started off so good, now we just dropped 2 in a row though. Yuck. Alright, well, let's see. Let's see if we can get back in our winning ways here. Oh well. Yeah. I mean, I guess our opponent had some good point removal there. We never maybe we should have popped off that naval supply run earlier on the artillery. Ah well. What are you gonna do? Oh, somebody wants to be our friend? Well, we're gonna have to wait till later, I guess. Oh, we having a little issue here. Alright, let's cancel out of this. Oh, enemy located. There we go. Okay. Alright, we're up against Mantequilla. Mantequilla? It's a funny name. Alright, another German opponent. Don't like that. Alright, Shibata. Both of these are kind of like the same card. Yeah, sure. We'll try it. Oof, not what we wanted to see off the top, though. Oof. Alright. Alright, so I have a feeling we're going to run into a careless talk here, but if this Shibata chews up a careless talk, then we're fine with that. If it doesn't, even better. It might not survive very long, but if it can get into the front line quick and nab us a couple cards, alright, still good for our opponent, sure. Okay. Well, let's move these guys up and draw 2. Now let's drop a first airborne in behind them. So they go down to start next turn, but they do keep our opponent out of the front line for a turn. That's always good. Spoils of war. Okay. Alright, so we lose our Shibata. But we can follow up with a Kumamoto. Alright, pass it back. Alright, let's see if we can... Our opponent has a ton of cards. And the German tanks, yeah, the German tanks really hurt us. They're very good against what we're trying to do, because we have a lot of infantry and artillery and planes. We don't have a ton of tanks. Another spoils of war. Okay. Alright, let's just go with... Let's go with Coldstream Guards, just to draw naval support. Alright, pass it back. Let's play patiently here. Oh, alright, well, we saved our amphibious assault for junk like that, though, so that's fine. Alright, let's get rid of that thing. Now let's get our Shibata into the front line. If opponent wants to take the smokescreen off of the Stug, we're pretty okay with that. Alright. So those Shibatas, they haven't been great, but, you know, they had some function in this one. Alright, Stuka. That comes with a dive bombing, right? And a pack 36. Okay. Alright, well, I think we gotta get rid of the Stuka. We gotta move to the front line to put some pressure on this pack. Let's get our airborne started again. And you know what? let's just go with the naval support on those guys. It might have been a little aggressive there, but we'll see. The pack can start really pulling us apart if we let it. And they're very afraid of these airborns. Flame Panzer. Okay. Volks Grenadier. Those are tough for us to deal with too. Okay, well you're not Japanese though, so that's no good. Alright, so let's get rid of the pack. Let's drop a Spitfire out there. Just because it's big. I would guess you probably... Okay, great. I would have attacked with these Volks Grenadier. Oh, Sky Barons. Jeez. We've just been getting cooked by stuff like Sky Barons, tactical assaults, all that kind of stuff. Type 88. We could have used you a while ago, buddy. Alright. Well, we gotta go guards. Let's get our gecko out there, I guess. Hopes we can find a naval operations or something like that. I don't know. I thought this was a pretty good deck. Let's see if we can piece this one together. Model 25. Okay. Alright, well, and reinforcements. Okay, well, I think that just broke our back. Well, Osaka keeps us in it. Let's get Type 88 going. Okay, well, we can gas back up, hopefully, with Lend-Lease. Opponent's got a ton of cards, though. Suppression. Great. It's the first time I've ever seen suppression actually do anything, though. 110. I mean, we can still pin that. Pack 36. Man, if we had the Japanese card that just killed everything, opponent would be in a lot of trouble. Alright, here I think we put the Volks Grenadier back in our opponent's hand. Why can't it attack? It can still attack, it just has 0 attack. Alright, pass it back then. I thought we could attack still there. Oops, sorry, I moved the microphone. I thought we could attack still there just because we had 0 attack. But another Sky Barons. Alright, well, we didn't see any German decks in our first 3 games. Now we see all the German decks. Alright, let's naval operate. Okay, let's draw. 3rd recon, okay. Oh man, and an airstrike, jeez Louise. Alright, 33rd recon it is. Can we rally from here? I mean, I guess we just don't have any like big super bombs in this deck that could really get us like all the way back. Alright. Volks Grenadiers. The pin guy. The pin bomber. Alright. I think we're just fighting an uphill battle here. Alright, let's get that going. That going. Draw a card. Alright. I think we pin the 110. And this has smoke screen, so we'll see. I just think, I mean, they move both those Volks Grenadiers up. Yeah. Opponents have just been executing their game plans far better than we have in these last three. So, you know, sometimes that's how it goes. Oh, more Volksgrenadiers. Okay. And we have to pin the 110. Shoot here, I guess. Take that out. I'm trying to think, is there anything in here? So, yeah, we didn't play against any German players in the first three, and now we're playing against all the German players and getting our butts kicked, but... Alright. And unless we pull a you win the game card here, I think we might just scoop up. Tojo. Akita. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. So we're just going to play our Akita then. And that's it. Alright, good job, opponents. Good job, last three opponents. I mean, they all beat us fair and square. There was no silliness happening. So, what are you going to do? A little 3 and 3 here. Started off hot, and then not. So, what are you going to do? Alright, so let's see what we get for our reward. 4 gold in a pack. Okay, we'll take it. That's fine. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out at another draft.